All right. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
We are Found Us.
Yes.
Indeed.
We're back.
Yeah.
Praise be.
Whether that be fortunately or unfortunately, I'm gonna leave that to you to decide. We're here. With me today. My name is Brett. We have Daniel.
Hi.
And we also have Salo.
Hello.
He's here still.
I am awake.
Decided to keep him around.
At least for this time.
Yeah, how's everybody doing?
Salo, how you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. Been, just chilling, working. A lot of work. People don't leave me alone. Sales, stuff like that. What about you guys?
I'm chilling. Tattoos healing pretty nicely. I go in for my touch-up the beginning of next month.
Nice.
And I have a plethora of medical appointments next month, like 2 days before it, so that'll all be fun. That'll be a fun week.
Ooh.
Brett, how about you?
At least you're knocking them all out.
Well, I've honestly been better.
Yeah?
Yeah. So, as viewers might realize, our previous podcast was very delayed. In fact, it was uploaded
4 hours ago.
4 hours ago.
At the time of recording. Which, we will say,
yes.
at time of recording, it is, for those of us in the States, it is 9 o'clock Eastern Time on the 15th of July.
We recorded the last podcast on the 1st.
Of July.
The 1st of July.
Granted, we did that one at 5 in the morning.
We did.
This is 9 o'clock at night.
5 a.m.
Salo, you and me have not really talked since then, so this will be news to you. But after we recorded the podcast, I took a trip to Seoul, hung out with some friends. Upon returning, I was given news from my father that my dog passed away.
Oh, man. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Jesus.
He had been pulling a bunch of escape artist stuff, and this last time he didn't come back. My dad found him the next day on the side of the road.
Jesus. I'm sorry, man.
So
What
that is a big part of why nothing was done in regards to the podcast. I was barely doing anything for a while.
Yeah.
But time heals. We're here. And yeah. I just threw a big ass downer at the beginning of the episode.
You did,
just
but
for y'all.
it is what it is.
I don't
for
think
y'all.
so.
It is what it
Yeah,
is.
I mean, life is like that. So, I mean, if you weren't to be real, then
right.
I'm right there with you, man.
And I think it's important that people know what's going on and that there's a totally justified explanation. And I don't think people think about the fact that for people like us, who they only hear from once every 2 weeks, unless you're, someone like me who streams, and Brett who appears on my streams semi-regularly, like, people don't normally think about the fact that we have real-life things that come up. And so they can affect things. And all of us are responsible for different parts of this podcast. It's not just like, oh, it just magically gets done on its own. I handle the recording. Brett handles all of the editing. He uploads to YouTube. Salo takes that file and puts it on Spotify. We all have our individual parts that we play. If any of us have any type of thing going on, there's going to be a slowdown. And we've been working on that in the sense of figuring out what we're going to do to pick up the slack for when other people can't do as much. And we still have room to grow on that. And we appreciate all of you being here for that journey as we continue to grow. We're still new at this. We still have lots of room for improvement, but life is real, so it is what it is.
So bring a lot of coffee.
Unless you subscribe to simulation theory, and in that case, your life is not real.
Your life's still real. It's just not this life.
Right. As the Mayans say.
Maybe.
No.
I mean, what if you don't have a physical body? It's just
consciousness. Just thinks out there, just thinking, just consciousness.
It's still real. What's the term real?
Have you? Well, I mean, it's subjective. It very much is subjective.
Everything we play in a video game is still real. It's just artificial, but it's still real. If you get an artificial bone put in your leg, you still have a real bone in your leg. It's just not your bone.
Plus, in a simulation, if you've been there all your life and you grew up there, how would you know what real feels like? You know, because you've never felt it.
Well, so I guess I would have to pose this question. What would truly be fake then?
Exactly. That's spooky, isn't it?
You know what I mean? Because
fake would be
technically.
I guess at that point, the definition of fake would be anything fabricated with the intention of appearing real, like a lie.
Something. Mm-hmm.
Like a lie is fake. A video game's not fake because we all know it's not real life. If you believe that video game is real life, you're a fool. But if I lie to you and tell you, oh, yesterday I fell down my stairs, and you believe me, that was fake because I fabricated it with the intention of deceiving you. Right, I would say fakeness has to do with the intent of deceit.
Has nothing to do with existence.
Well, I don't know. Because there's a cloak of delusion, right? Because it's all perspective. So if you're looking out and you're seeing this world that isn't really the way it is, I think falseness is a sense of thinking you know what the nature of reality is because you're only looking through one lens. And maybe I'm thinking too hard about this, but I don't know. I feel like it's not. It's more so in regards to the veil that you see the world through, or the lens. You know.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
As opposed to like this fakeness.
The reason I say deceit, think about things like faux fur. The whole point of faux fur is to deceive people into thinking it is real fur.
It doesn't change the fact that the existence of it
is real. But it is a fake fur with the intent of being deceivingly real fur.
So I have a question then, because that makes me think of something very specific. Like I watched the new Matrix, and it does a lot of things where it winks at the movie and that it's all a simulation.
Mm-hmm.
And there's these characters that would rather live in a simulation. If you guys were given a choice between like either a perfect world or a world that's normal where you're rich and you have all the power in the world, or the real world where you're like, let's think of the Matrix where it's like basically a wasteland. What would you pick?
Honestly, I'd pick the wasteland.
Would you go into the Matrix and be happy and eat all these foods? Because like the guy in the first film mentioned that steak is just steak. It still goes to the brain and you think it tastes like steak. So
it depends. It depends on why I'm in that simulated world.
If I'm in there for an emotional reason, like I'm there specifically because I want to see my family and friends, maybe I'm in an emotional state where I would prefer that. But
I was thinking
personally go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just going to say, I was thinking more along the lines of if it was like the Matrix where they keep you in the simulated world to keep you under control, that's different than volunteering to be in the simulated world for comfort.
What about volunteering? Like, what if it's a decision where it's like, okay,
just like, hey, you wake up the next day and it's like, you can sign up for this? Yeah, I'd sign up.
Right, because it's opposed to living in the waste, like.
But if it's like the Matrix, I would want to live in the real world because it's a trap.
So just knowing the way my mind works, it wouldn't work for me.
What about you having the ability to erase the memory that this is a simulation? Like you have the option of okay, wipe my brain from this part of history.
I wouldn't go in with it.
You wouldn't?
Because at that point I would be thinking to myself, I would be constantly debating like my purpose in actually living at that point. Like if I'm just living my you see what I mean? Like if I'm just living my life through a simulation, just none of it is, for all intents and purposes, actually real.
But those memories are real.
It is designed in that situation. It is designed to be fake, to give you comfort. It would be like playing a video game. But
or believing
instead of playing a video game, I'm giving up my actual life and just throwing myself here, knowing that there's other stuff that would be affected. Like there's other things going on.
Yeah, I fuck with that. Yeah. I feel like I would have a sense knowing, like being placed in that situation where I'd be like, dang, I can do that, but I don't think I could make myself do that. Because then it's like you're making a decision to become unreal, Like nothing you do will ever have an impact on real life.
Right. I mean...
But also zombie apocalypse, radioactivity, like you don't know the situations. Maybe I would just want to chill in Miami Beach in the late 2000s or whatever.
Well, that's why I was saying like emotional. Like let's say I had just lost every member of my family, or the last person I had any real emotional attachment to, and it was just like maybe I'm broken at that point, and I just want to see people that I know, and sometimes do what you.
I could go either. I could see either side.
I don't know. I think there's a lot of parts to that. There's a lot of extenuating circumstances to that.
Yeah. Like if I was the only human being, everybody else is dead, I somehow survived, and I'm in this bunker underground, and I can go into a crypto chamber or some sort of chamber that'll do that. I'm like, fuck yeah, man. I'm the only one alive.
Right. I'm trying to figure out. There was a show that you guys made me think of, and I'm trying to figure out what the name of it was. So we'll come back to it when I figure it out. I just asked somebody to watch it.
Is that show on Amazon?
I don't know.
Uploaded?
No, not Upload.
Okay.
I know what Upload is. There's another show that you guys made me think of, but I can't think of the name of it or what exactly it's about. I just know a very broad idea. But I asked somebody that was telling me about it. So when they get back to me, I'll bring it back up. So. If they get back to me in time. If not, I'll bring it up next episode.
That's fair.
But until then, let's talk about some interesting things that have happened over the past couple weeks. Did you guys know? Now, we could have talked about this last episode, but I didn't know. So, at the end of last month, did you know that Lilo and Stitch celebrated its 20th anniversary?
No, really?
I know because I could sense your tears through the phone call that we had when you found out, and I told you, dude, you're old as fuck. Just get over it.
It broke my heart.
Really?
20 years old, Lilo and Stitch, man. So I don't know if you guys remember, but I went back and watched some of the advertisements for that show or for that movie. Lilo and Stitch's ads were dope because it was Stitch invading other Disney movies.
Really?
That was how they advertised Lilo and Stitch. It was other Disney things and Stitch showing up. He showed up when Aladdin and Jasmine were on a magic carpet ride and in his ship and just said, "Jasmine, come on and get in." And she got in with him and took off. He showed up.
I need to see this.
He showed up during Belle and Beast.
That bitch!
He showed up during Belle and Beast ballroom dance.
She just left him.
Showed up during Belle and Beast ballroom dance, knocked down the chandelier, and Belle was just like, "Fuck it, I'm out," and walked away. She's like, "Fuck this. Can't deal with it. This is bullshit."
He was in the in the Lion King scene with the oh my gosh, that is
he was
awesome.
in the Lion King scene. They replaced him with Simba. And he just kind of like made like this horrible noise, and all the animals just ran away, and he just kind of went, rawr. Fucking priceless, bro. I had no idea, because how the fuck would I remember that? It was 20 years ago. I was 7.
I didn't remember that. That's awesome.
But I went back and watched these ads. The best one is either the Lion King one or the Aladdin one, because he just rides up next to them on their magic carpet ride, honks his horn, and Jasmine just kind of gives him like a schmexy look, and I'm like, wait a minute, bitch! And then all of a sudden he just takes off and leaves Aladdin in the carpet in the dust. What the fuck just happened? It's fucking amazing.
He just rolls up and takes his girl.
Yeah,
bro.
there was another one with the Little Mermaid where she's on the rock doing her song, and he just surfs past her and fucking causes her to crash in the water.
Yo, Stitch is a savage, man.
Fucking great.
You watch out for people like him.
Fucking great, bro. Fucking great. But yeah,
Stitch was always a savage. He was one of my favorite.
20 years.
Just chaos.
20 fucking years ago.
Man, I'm old. That was my childhood. I saw every single like version of Lilo and Stitch, 1, 2, and 3.
The show was good too.
Yeah, I saw every.
You know what else is kind of getting old, guys? If we're being honest.
Us.
Well, I mean,
Brett?
yeah. Well, I mean, we knew Brett was getting old, but
Yeah, I see it.
you know what else is getting old?
At least I have my hair. Thank you.
No comment.
I was gonna say curtain call.
Cries in
Curtain call is
Spanish.
getting a little old.
Yeah,
Back
so
in
old that he's
2005.
coming out with Curtain Call too.
I know.
Really?
Eminem is dropping Curtain Call 2 next month.
Yo, I'm so ready for
It
it.
is going to include tracks all the way back to Relapse.
Really?
Relapse,
I'm
Recovery.
glad he's letting some of the old stuff be free. Because he has a lot of old stuff that he never... Like, he talks about stuff that he didn't release. So I'm glad he's doing it.
I know the song he just did with Snoop is going to be the main single. I know that much.
Oh, I saw the... I think I saw the music
It
video.
was
for
dope.
It was dope, yeah.
It was amazing. It was amazing.
But
So I know we've talked about Eminem's favorite songs before. What do you guys have any favorite song from Curtain Call? I know you just one.
I'm not allowed to.
Curtain Call specifically.
I'm not allowed to. Mockingbird.
Yeah. Lose Yourself, probably.
Mockingbird.
Stan.
Mockingbird.
It is Mockingbird.
Fair. Shake that.
Mockingbird.
Cleaning out my closet.
It's
Oh, mama.
Mockingbird.
How about Mockingbird? I like that.
Yes, that one.
There we go. Okay, good.
And then after that,
Toy Soldiers.
I was going to say When I'm Gone.
Toy
But
Soldiers.
Toy Soldiers is... See, we can't do this again. We're not going into this again.
We're just gonna name every single freaking one.
We're not doing this again.
Bro, the
Sing
Way
for the
I
moment.
Am is on that album.
Lose Yourself. And the music.
Sing
the
for the Moment
Spaghetti.
is on that album.
Mom Spaghetti.
All right,
Sweater
all right.
already.
Enough with
Nervous.
Curtain Call. Here, we'll can this conversation from when Curtain Call 2 drops. All right,
There
can
you
it?
go.
Can it?
All right.
It's been canned.
Now, while we're on the topic of music, I would just like to establish something crazy that happened in the past couple of weeks. Now, I know both of you gentlemen are familiar with a band called Metallica. And I know both of you gentlemen should be familiar with a song known as The Master of Puppets.
Oh, are we talking about this situation? So this dude, he's standing on a bus.
Stop.
Right?
Stop.
No, not a bus. Not a bus. He was standing on a
Trailer.
trailer. A trailer.
We're not doing
Yes.
that. We're not talking about that.
We're not talking about that. We're not talking about the sickest scene
sickest-
in all of Netflix history.
It might be the sickest scene in all of Netflix history.
The shit was nuts.
It was fucking
From where?
dope.
From what?
Stranger Things.
Stranger
Really?
Things.
It
Yes.
might be the
Now,
dopest scene of all time.
Stranger Things has been one of those shows
Up
it's
and down
fun to watch, has horrible inconsistencies.
Up and down.
Right? Sometimes you love the character, sometimes you don't. This scene with Master of Puppets
was dope.
amazing.
Oh wow.
Amazing.
Was fucking dope. Now,
It looks like they committed to this.
now here's
Wow.
the thing. I have two things to say. One about that scene and one about the song.
We're in the middle of the podcast. This motherfucker's just watching the scene.
Correct.
No, I'm listening to you.
All right. So about that scene, without giving any spoilers, because we're not in the business of spoilers, but
Not in the spoiler business.
Master of
not here.
Puppets is featured in the new season of Stranger Things. That's all that we're gonna say. Ooh. And a character plays the song on guitar. A lot of people are saying that there's no way he could have learned it based on the timeline, because the song came out in March of 86. This show takes place during spring break of 86. Would have only given him about 6 weeks at most to learn the song without Google, without notes, stuff like that. I don't think people understand how powerful ADHD is. And I promise you, Eddie Munson had ADHD.
Yeah, I'm a big suspension of disbelief guy. I like putting stuff in that category just so I can enjoy
Well,
film.
it's not even a suspension of disbelief. I promise you, Eddie Munson had ADHD.
You think he could? Oh, so he could have pulled it
And
off.
ADHD is a powerful thing where if you hyperfixate, if you're the type of person with ADHD that hyperfixates, you can do anything. You can learn anything very quickly.
I mean, yeah, like, the song was probably chosen because it just came out.
Right. He probably would have sat there for hours
on his mind.
He probably would have sat there for hours listening to that record to learn that song. So, for all of the people that are saying there's no way he could have learned it, you are wrong. End of discussion. If you think that he might not have been able to, that's fine. But to say there's no way, you're wrong. People with ADHD can hyperfixate. Not everyone with ADHD is just finicky and can't do anything. And I promise you, Eddie Munson had ADHD. Secondly, because of Stranger Things featuring Master of Puppets, Brett knows where this is about to go. Mm-hmm. Master of Puppets was just on Billboard's Hot 100 and placed placed number 40. And it was the first time it was on the Hot 100 since the year it released in 1986.
That's
crazy.
Insane.
Additionally, because of Stranger Things, Kate Bush's song from 85, Running Up That Hill, which is another song heavily featured this season, also made it on Billboard's Top 100, all the way up to number 8, which means it broke the top 10, which it didn't do when it first came out.
Really?
This is the first time that song made the top 10.
Why do you think that is? You think it's because Netflix has become so powerful,
because
or because the show is so good?
I think it's because people are hyperfixated on the show, and so then they will listen to the song, and then they'll listen to it for the memes, and they'll play it for the memes. And then there's TikTok, where people will play a song 100 times to record a TikTok to reenact a scene, things like that. But
memes.
It's insane. So yeah.
And it's warranted. Those are good songs, too.
They are.
At least
But the fact that they both are on Billboard's Top 100 is insane. The fact that Kate Bush's song never made the top 10 in its first run, and now is number 8, is insane. Also, I did just get an answer on that show I was trying to think of earlier. It is a show called Severance. I don't know if either of you have heard of it.
Nope. It sounds familiar.
It's on Apple TV, and
I've definitely not seen it.
Let me just get you the quick plot, because this is what you guys were making me think of with the idea of, like, could you go into this world and that world and thoughts like that. It's a technology corporation, Lumen Industries, uses a severance medical procedure to separate the non-work memories of some of their employees from the work memories. Once severed, Mark gradually uncovers a web of conspiracies from both sides of the division. So the way the show goes is you can volunteer for it if you're chosen, and you can have your brain basically severed in two, in the sense of while you're at work, you only remember things from work, and while you're at home, you don't remember anything from work.
Interesting.
That sounds horrible.
Why would they do that? Yeah, that was my first question. I was like, why?
So that your home life doesn't affect your ability to work.
That's what a cop out. Let's just have surgery.
And the selling point is probably so your work life doesn't affect you at home. Like, just as an example, imagine a veteran coming home from deployment.
Right.
That was just saw a bunch of war.
He would never have
to
PTSD.
take any of that with him.
He wouldn't have PTSD. Let's say you had a shitty day at work. Let's say you're a surgeon and you lost a 10-year-old kid on the operating table. You don't have to go home and hold that.
Would you guys opt to do that?
No.
Absolutely not.
I wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't. I can understand the appeal.
I can understand the appeal. I wouldn't want to do it because I already have memory issues. I wouldn't like the idea of feeling like I'm losing half my life.
Yeah, and you lose who you become because you are these moments that happen in life.
Right.
So it's like if something happened so pivotal, like I lost a kid while I was being a surgeon in this world, that's going to build me whether I want to or not, negatively or positively. That's who you are. So I'd be like, nah, bro, absolutely not.
Yeah, I mean,
but I see the appeal. Like the veteran point's a really good point. Like,
it is. I mean, that's a great point.
It really is.
Yeah. It's. I mean, it would effectively eliminate PTSD as an issue, and it would also create the perfect soldier.
It would.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking CIA applications, FBI mole stuff. You know,
one of the biggest things they try to teach you in that realm, like when you're out there, is to push all that away.
To compartmentalize. The problem is they don't teach you how to compartmentalize the other way. That's the problem. But, I mean, it sounds really interesting, but it also sounds really problematic, especially for this main character who apparently starts to, like, reverse the effects or something. Like, could you imagine if the seams started splitting and everything kind of started meshing back?
That would be horrible.
Right.
Very trippy.
Yeah.
Probably go crazy.
Yeah.
By the way, for anybody that would like a deeper dive into what, like, we were talking about with the whole military side of things, go watch the show SEAL Team.
Yeah.
Very good show. And in my opinion, the best representation.
Yeah, definitely one of
military members' mindset, mental health.
I agree.
How they deal with their family, stuff like that. Yeah, I think it's
I need to watch that. Well done. What's it called?
SEAL Team.
SEAL Team.
I just thought of a second problem with splitting your days.
What?
You lose half your life.
Well, not that.
That's a big one for me.
I don't necessarily care as much about that. What if I have a wife and a work girlfriend?
You'd be, in my situation, you'd be dead, is what they call it.
You see what I'm saying? I wouldn't know that I'm cheating.
Wow. And does that...
I guess that makes you think, like, how much is being split? Like, do you know of your...
No. As far as I know, it's a complete switch. Like,
you just like wake up as
like
worker.
as far as the show was pitched to me, it's the idea that when you walk out the office door, it's a switch flip and you're the other person. It's almost like a split, like it's almost like DID.
You're basically living two lives.
Yes, like it's almost like two different people in one body. It's almost like DID, and you just a switch flips and you're the other person. You have no idea what's going on in the other person's life. And then when you walk back in the office, it flips. That's how it was pitched to me. I don't know if that's exactly how the show works.
Bro, how fucked would that be? Like, you know, you start experiencing, like, random medical problems and you're not really sure why. So you go to the hospital and you find out, like, oh, you have this random STD. And you're just like, that doesn't make any sense. I'm a faithful husband. How did I get that? And now you're upset at your wife.
Because she's been cheating on you.
Because you think she's been cheating on you, little.
Maybe
do you
she
know,
has.
You've been having sex with your secretary this whole fucking time.
Maybe she has too.
Yeah, you don't know.
It would just be a
How
string
much
of deaths.
better would it be if you were cheating on your wife with your wife?
And you thought you were wow.
You both work at the same place and you end up together again, but technically you are cheating.
You know, it'd be terrifying to me. It'd be terrifying if I'm thinking in like a movie where a main character is just living his life. He has a normal job. He remembers everything. And then he somehow gets hurt, goes to the hospital, and somehow they realize that he, at some point in his life, had opted for that and then just had come back from it. And, like, he had this whole part that he doesn't remember of his whole self. And I don't know, that could be a whole, like, yes, imagine that. Like, you're not the man you thought you were. You were a CIA guy in the 70s, and now you're just, like, you think you come from a corporate job and you don't.
Yeah, I would never sign up for that.
Yeah, no, screw that.
There's just too many things that could go wrong with it.
Yeah. Or you become some sort of weird. Like, what if it's reversed? What if you go to work and it messes up? So, like, you go into your self mode, and then every time you try to leave, you go into work mode, and they're like, what the heck? So many things.
But,
it's like,
yeah, that would be
technology not working as intended.
But all right.
Stop fucking with the brain, man. It's too complicated.
No, it really is. I mean, to be fair, we got to stop fucking with the human body to begin with.
Did you guys? I read a book, right? I read a book where it was like it's about teleportation, but the whole like big reveal at the end. Hold on. I'm leading because this is the theme of technology, maybe going wrong. So just wait, just hold on there, buddy. So. Basically, it's about a society where teleportation is created and accepted, and basically you go into this, like, almost like a telephone booth type thing, and it, like, shoots you, and then you pop out somewhere else. And then the main premise of it is that the main character discovers that it's not really teleportation. It's like eliminating every bit of you and reconstructing an exact duplicate with the same thoughts, emotions, and feelings. So this entire time, every time someone uses a teleportation thing, they're basically murdering themselves. And that's the roller coaster I wanted to take you on. Thank you.
All right, Brett, what do you got for us? Tell us one of your topics that you brought prepared for the podcast.
Who? Me?
No, Brett.
Oh, okay. What's up, Brett? What you brought?
Or do you want me to go?
I can't get past 3D printing a nigga.
All right, I'll go.
Right?
How about we answer one of our questions? How about that?
Sounds good.
All right.
Sure.
Let's answer Murphy's question. This is a good one. All right, guys.
If you're just remaking me, hold on. If you're just remaking me, can you make me better?
No.
Don't make me the same.
No.
But they don't tell you that's happening. You think it's teleportation. So it's like
you don't even know you're being
on.
Remade. You think you're just you.
Teleport me with a six-pack. Hold up. Wait a minute.
It's a workout. Fix my ankle. Can you reconstruct my ankle while we're in there?
They're like,
do you
no,
know how
fool.
disrespectful that would be? You teleport Daniel, and you're just like, yeah, no, we're put the hole back into your ankle.
That'd be fucked, bro.
So fucked.
All right. Let's ask Murphy's question. Fuck you guys.
All right, Murphy.
All right. Here we go, guys. If you had to lose one of your senses, which would it be? What about if you could have one super enhanced? So let's start with lose. If you had to lose one of your 5 senses, which one would you pick? I go taste.
I would go smell. Brett? Dun, 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 dun.
I think I would also go taste.
Really?
The reason I wouldn't want to lose my sense of smell is if I lost my sense of smell,
my taste would get fucked up anyway.
My sense of taste anyway.
Yeah.
So I'd rather be able to smell something for, I don't know,
pleasure,
protection purposes.
Fear,
pleasure,
protection.
Yeah, as opposed to tasting.
Pleasure.
Yeah.
No,
man, that smells really good.
Yeah. I want to know if I stink.
So you're answering with the contingency that eventually you'd lose your taste buds because you can't smell really well. So if that were to be the case, I would go with just not hearing.
You don't.
I don't
you
care.
Lose your taste bud. Like you would
No,
taste. It would taste different.
Yes, smell affects taste. That's a fact.
Very connected.
Like it's a fact. So much so that if you were to eat something right now, and then pinch your nose and eat the same thing, it would taste drastically different.
Really?
That's why when like kids didn't like something,
they would pinch their nose.
They would pinch their nose to eat it.
It also in some cases can prevent a gag reflex.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. The more you know.
So I would choose. I'm not choosing hearing, sight, or touch. I'm not choosing those. Those are all too important.
Smell still got to go for me.
So I choose taste. Now, when it comes to super enhanced, there's one question. Can we turn it on and off?
I think so. We have to allow it because otherwise, like, the extreme of everything would eventually be overwhelming.
Because if we could turn it on and off, it's hearing. If we can't turn it on and off, it's sight.
Would you be able to drive a car though?
If we can turn it on and off, for me it would actually be sense of smell.
I don't think I'd pick smell just because I think there'd be so many scents that having super smell would just be overwhelming.
I suppose it would. So that's the thing. Like, how strong and fine. Like, let's say, for instance, you're a dog, right? Your sense of smell is enhanced, but they can decipher and the differences within the smell.
I think you'd have to train it. If you're willing to go through the training, then I think you could. I wouldn't be willing to go through the training.
I think I would do. I definitely would do eyesight and not like to see far and close. It's as an enhancement, right? So my enhancement probably would be to see like the different types of waves, like ultraviolet and all that stuff. I feel like that'd be pretty cool. See different colors, stuff that our retinas don't normally see.
I think the only reason I wouldn't want enhanced sight is because it would just be another reason for me to stay in my current job, and I don't want that.
See, I think I would take sight because then I wouldn't have to wear glasses no more.
It's fair.
And you'd probably get promoted at your job, right?
Imagine if you turn it off and it's like, oh, I have to put.
I gotta put my glasses back on, bro. That'd be fucked.
It's like, it's so bright in here. Let me turn it off and put my glasses on.
Yeah. LOL.
All right, Brett. Now you ready to bring a topic? Did your brain reset after? Okay, all right.
No.
Salo, how about you?
Nope.
All right. So I don't know if you guys have seen. So NASA recently released photos they took from the James Webb Telescope, and it's one of those. It's one of the telescopes. I think they released it in 2020. I don't know. It was like a couple years ago, and we're finally getting to see like these cool trippy pictures of like basically of like galaxies all in like one picture. Have you guys seen that?
Yes.
Yeah, I have.
What do you guys think? Isn't that crazy that we can see so far away?
It's fascinating. I think what's more fascinating is how many people think it's fake.
So many people think
no.
it's fake. So many people think it's fake.
Are
people
you serious?
Obsessed with the stuff think it's fake.
I hate that there's that community, but I guess
the person that showed it to me was like, "There's no way this is real, right?" I'm like, "Why would they just? I don't understand. Why are they making it up? They have no reason to."
Right. What's the
That's
benefit?
so funny.
Yeah, there is no benefit to that.
That's crazy. There's people who think it's fake.
For a large part, it's not stuff that we haven't necessarily seen before. It's just enhanced,
Right.
Like it's and it like it's more expansive, but it's stuff that people have seen before.
I know you said expansive. I know that's exactly what you went for. But for whatever reason, my brain, like, it just sounded like you put some hard twang on the word expensive. It's expansive.
It's expansive.
It's just how my brain registered what you were saying.
It's just an expansive telescope, you know?
Just very expansive.
Like you didn't do anything wrong in the way you said it, but for whatever reason, the way it came through in my brain in that moment was just... It just made me laugh.
Like imagine a pair of binoculars.
But really expansive.
But really expansive, you know, where they put so much money into it.
Oh, that it
that
works.
I can see into a different world.
But it's a fake world, you see, because the world is flat. The earth is flat.
It's fake. We have Photoshop. That's why it's got to be fake. We got Photoshop. You can't tell me otherwise.
You know what's not fake? Do you guys want to know what's not fake?
What?
I don't know why, but I just expected a D's nuts joke just to pop up.
No, what's not fake is the fact that Elon Musk's dad confirmed that he had a child with his own stepdaughter.
I heard about that. That guy crazy. What? His stepdaughter?
Uh-huh. He had a child with his own stepdaughter.
Yeah, honestly, I could have done without knowing that.
Yeah, I don't think I'm a better person because I knew that. That's like why.
Yeah, I don't know why you would be proud of that.
Yeah. Not something to be proud of.
No.
I think we all think the same.
Speaking of elderly people, who
Brett.
I don't know if you guys heard. I'm sure.
All right, dome peas.
I'm sure you guys did.
My wigs are coming in the mail.
But
you look like you should be wearing a Star Trek outfit. Get the fuck out of here.
a red one. I don't know if you guys heard, but Ivana Trump, Donald Trump's first wife, she died yesterday.
Did you hear the conspiracies of that?
I have not heard any conspiracies, but I did hear cause of death was head trauma from a fall.
So, the Trumpettes, as we call them, Trump and their children, have a hearing or a testimony. Shut up. That's what I'm calling them. You don't get to come at me. Anyways, they're supposed to have a hearing the next day, and then some people were, no, don't talk amongst yourself. Don't go to the kitchen. It's not necessary this time. The Trumpette family... Conspiracy theories say, basically, that they went to the kitchen. Okay. Well, anyways, as I was saying, they pushed her off. Conspiracy theories say they made her fall because they found her at the end of the stairwell so that they could have an excuse that it was like a death in the family. Okay, they're back from the kitchen. But that's what it is. Take it away, Brett.
I would just like the record to show we timed that perfectly. I'm not really quite sure how, but we timed that perfectly. I'm gonna be honest with you, Salo. I didn't listen to a word you just said.
That's fair.
You lost me at Trumpettes.
You did.
You lost me at Trumpettes.
I'm sorry. I will listen when I go and edit this video.
I will listen when we play it back.
No
you
idea.
lost me at the trumpets. So does that mean they're skeletons or the trombones?
Yes.
All right, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on.
Moving on. Do we have any other questions from the audience?
We do. We got 2 questions from Amber. You guys want question 1 or question 2?
Question 2.
Question 2 it is.
Also one question too.
All right, gentlemen. What are the top 5 things you would take with you during a zombie apocalypse?
5. Okay, anything.
Top 5 things you would take with you during a zombie apocalypse. Now, real quick, before you start listing things, we need to establish a rule. Do weapons and ammunition count as one thing?
Yes,
the
I
ammo
would count
for said weapon.
The ammo for said weapon all counts as one thing.
I would say so.
Okay.
I mean, unless we want to just say ammunition as just a single item for what... It doesn't matter what weapons you have after that if you want to just say ammo.
Okay. I can get on board with that.
Count that as one.
I can get on board with that.
So I think all of us item 1 ammo.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
assuming
And then
assuming we all
so
have
yeah,
something that's
item
going to
1
shoot.
ammo, and then pick your other 4 items, whichever weapons. We're not going to say foods. Foods are things you would scavenge for. We're not going to say medical supplies. Those are also things you would scavenge for.
Solid. Did you have something? You sounded like you were about to.
No, I'm contemplating my life and looking at my inventory to see what I would keep.
Oh man.
So honestly, and I'm not trying to like just go with just cliche items, but a crossbow seems like one of the most useful
It's on my list.
items you could
Crossbow's
possibly
on my
have.
list.
Yeah.
Crossbow, shotgun, and machete or katana.
I think I would run crossbow. I think I would go with a pistol for like weight purposes. Not to say I wouldn't necessarily own a shotgun wherever I stay, but I think I would just have a pistol for weight purposes in terms of my firearm. I would definitely choose a katana, and that's a personal thing because I've used said weapon before. Honestly, a katana would be horribly inconvenient.
You're breaking up a little.
You're breaking
You guys?
up. Yeah.
Oh, am I?
Interesting. As he's glitching out, I will go ahead and just think of. So we're doing ammo and guns being separate items.
Yes, but ammo is a general item. Once you put ammo one time, you're good on ammo entirely.
It just makes me not want. Let me see. So, I want to just include it in one, because it's something you have to scavenge for.
No, you're still struggling out, Brett.
Yeah. Let me see. So I think I would also bring a sword, but instead of like I don't want to be a copycat, so I'm gonna say machete. If they don't have a machete, I would do like a samurai sword, but definitely a machete because I feel like it fits with the narrative of the character I'm gonna play in that world.
I don't know how to break this to you, Salo, but a samurai sword is a katana.
That breaks my heart and soul.
Did you not know?
I know he's insinuating, he's inferring from what I said that I didn't know. I was just saying it in a different way.
No, you didn't know.
No, sir.
You
Absolutely
didn't know.
not.
100% didn't know. No, Brett.
Yes, I did.
So I know you were trying to get back into the situation. So let me explain how this exactly went. He said, I don't want to be a copycat, so I guess I'll go with a machete. And if they don't have a machete, I'll go with a samurai sword. That's what he said.
If I can't choose a machete, I would go with your option, a samurai sword. Katana. Same thing.
And then I said, I don't know how to bring this to you. That's a katana. And he said, well, that breaks my heart.
Yeah, I heard that. Purposes. That's why I'm like, wait
Lies.
A minute. Did you not know?
Lies.
Now the other thing I have to ask, Salo, what makes you think you're going to get a katana before a machete?
Yeah. Why would it be easier for you to get a katana?
Okay, I like that.
You can get from
Walmart.
Like, you think you're gonna come across a katana first?
Anyways, you were saying about a shotgun, sir, before you glitched out. Before you glitched out, sir, what were you saying?
I have a machete under my bed.
I have both, within arm's reach.
I don't. I'm in a different country.
I know, but you're at home. You have some at home. He does. Audience, I've seen it. It's okay.
I have both.
A couple. He's actually very armed. Don't ever rob Brett.
Cutlass.
All right, so
several knives.
All right, so here's
I have an arsenal.
This seems very clear. We're going some type of firearm, guns, some type of bow and or crossbow for silenced and reusable munitions, some type of melee weapon, ammunition. Item 5.
So
item 5. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Salo, while we figure out item 5.
So I have two items. I want to erase either probably the machete if I can pick gun, ammo. So I think for my two, one would be a Kindle, and another would be a solar-powered battery pack thingy that can be powered by the sun, so I can charge my Kindle. Because it gets boring out there in the apocalypse.
Wait, hold on. What are your 5 items? Kindle, solar-powered battery,
machete, binoculars, and a gun. Without ammo.
Without ammo.
I mean, without ammo. I just ran out of my 5 things, so I'm just going to act like I have a gun. And just hope for the best. And find some ammo. A lot of my plan...
Let me ask real quick. Let me ask. Why binoculars?
It would help me scout, because I would be scavenging for ammo, for example. Because I don't have ammo, because I couldn't pick it.
Scout where?
Wherever ammo would hide. And
where does ammo usually hide?
It usually runs and hides in ammo stores and in Walmarts.
Right.
And sometimes even your uncle's backyard.
All right. Now, how good are binoculars at seeing through walls?
Wall seeing binoculars. You didn't let me finish my list as I was saying it. You kind of cut me off, but it's wall seeing through binoculars. Thank you very much.
Wouldn't the word be X-ray binoculars?
X-ray night vision binoculars. They can let me see the spectrum, everything.
Hey, buddy. Right now, you have a perfectly good opportunity to be like, hey, you know what? I don't actually need the binoculars.
Let me take that ammo.
Like right now, like this is the
now
perfect
I don't
time
need the binoculars to scout for ammo if I just have the ammo.
I feel like I've doubled down.
It is
too
cemented. And the reason you don't want to cement this is because I will not let it go.
No, ever. Ever.
Will you lend me ammo? Like, is
your
this something
only
like...
birthday present going forward is binoculars?
Because I don't need to get you ammo for your gun. You'll find that yourself.
As long as you have binoculars.
But you have this opportunity right
to
now fix this.
I'm going to commit, boys. I already doubled down.
Right. We know what we're getting them for Christmas.
To the viewers.
I need you to understand you are not a part of my zombie apocalypse party.
Nope.
God damn it.
Nope.
Not even with my solar-powered battery pack thingy?
Fuck you and your Kindle.
Someone that can defend themselves.
Hold on, real quick, Salo. Which kind of gun are you bringing?
Now y'all picking on me. So
no.
gun I would bring,
this is important.
It would be something like a shotgun or a revolver. I beat someone up with a revolver. Bah.
Instead of the machete?
Hick. What gun?
Revolver.
All right.
An actual six-shooter revolver.
You're going with a 45.
45
right.
Magnum.
All right. I want you to understand 3 things right now. 1, they are very slow to reload. 2, they are very loud firearms. And 3, and most importantly, they are the second hardest caliber fucking ammo to find.
Really?
Only behind 50 caliber.
Ooh. Mm-hmm. So what? So this posits the question: What guns, besides obviously a shotgun, because you already said that, what guns do you recommend for the apocalypse for a junior gunsman like me who has no experience?
I am
going to change.
For you,
I am going to change my answer.
Yeah, a 1911.
Not for you. Not a gun.
No,
you don't have ammo.
No, yeah, you don't get a gun. I would suggest
replace it with something.
I would suggest a shield.
Not a. Oh yeah. There you go.
A frying pan. Go fucking.
He's gonna be like PUBG.
With this shit.
You'd be better off with dentures.
Carry some brass knuckles on you. Something like.
Right.
I don't know.
A sewing kit. Hey yo! I might be sleeping on that sewing kit. I might actually take a sewing kit.
Sewing kit might not be a bad idea.
You're lagging out again, Brett.
His matrix is glitching. Please stand by as it tries to reassemble itself. Sometimes it happens.
My fifth item might be a sewing kit.
Recording.
A sewing kit?
Yeah.
I wanted one of my items to be like one of those things that you can filter anything through and it'll come out as water. I feel like that would be helpful. But I feel like you already said no food type stuff that you can scavenge. There will always be coke out there locked and loaded in a warehouse.
That
somewhere.
would be useful, though.
Yeah, no. Like a water filter would be really
Brett,
useful.
you're just a robot right now, man.
Yeah, you're like from the 23rd century robots. He died.
All right, I'm going to switch us to the 2 view. Never mind.
Right.
I'm going to switch us back to the 3 view.
Welcome back, everybody, to Brett coming back from the abyss.
You good?
You're clear.
Yes.
Cool.
I might be sleeping on a sewing kit. I might take a sewing kit. That might be
Like
mad
patches,
useful.
But why?
Like the classic military sewing kit
Yeah.
where you have patches and
Well, everything. Yeah, for everything. So, one, it'd be really useful for patching a hole in anything fabric-wise that I might be using for shelter, like a tarp or something like that to keep the water off of me. And, God forbid, I get a cut, I could sew that bitch shut.
I guess. Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm gonna go with multi-tool.
Multi-tool's a great answer.
It's going to be a Leatherman.
I'm not gonna restrict myself on the multi-tool. Whatever one I deem necessary.
So what
Fine.
I'm hearing here is, though, Brett and I are going to group up and survive.
And you guys are just going to leave me to the wilderness to thrive.
And
I got
in
you.
14 days, we're going to come scavenge your corpse.
Why 14?
Because
Why do
you're
you
not
have so
going to
much hope?
live more than 2
You have
weeks.
so much hope for me. I'm so happy. That's the best thing you've said all day. You think I'll
So,
survive
here-
14?
No.
Here,
That's how long it's going to take us to loop back.
Wow, thanks.
Brett, you're lagging out again. Man, Brett's connection is rough today.
I would survive, thrive.
You would not do either of those things.
Look. I don't need a Kindle. I could just use ammo. But I can still keep...
What was that, Salo?
Nothing. I don't know what I had. I think it was a heat stroke. I forgot. Brett, you there?
So this whole connection thing, this is actually something that's been pissing me off. So a few days ago, apparently new management took over the apartment complex I'm in.
Yeah.
And their first move as new management was they turned off the fucking internet. And didn't turn it on for 2 days.
2 days? That's a long time from your apartment complex?
They just flipped the fucking switch and turned it off. And
So is your
ever
apartment-
since they turned it back on, my internet has been very intermittent. So that's why we're having these connection issues. Like, I turned off my VPN to hope that will help, but so far it has not.
Is the internet connected to your apartment complex payments? Like, do you pay the internet through the rental, or is it separate internet?
I pay everything all at once. Yeah.
Oh, okay. What a bad experience. New management, no Wi-Fi.
It's dumb.
Yeah, it's trash.
It was very upsetting.
But Brett, when you were lagging out at last time, I was telling Salo after 14 days we'd go back to scavenge his corpse. He thought that meant that I thought he would live 14 days. I told him
That was a good save.
I heard that.
Oh, okay. No, I told him that it was just going to take us that long to loop back.
So I'm not missing anything.
Oh, okay, good. Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm here. It's just you guys are struggling to hear me.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well then.
Although for the listeners, I'm gonna sound fine.
I mean, your video quality won't, but
Yeah, no, that's whatever.
but at least your audio will.
I mean,
That's fair.
if I should have probably anticipated this happening, and I can record my own video footage. I probably should have just been doing it.
No. It's too late now.
No, it's
You've
not.
committed.
But all right, let's see.
What is this other question?
I have no
There's one
idea
more,
what
right?
you just said, Mr. Roboto.
God.
What'd you say? Oh, and he left. Hang on. He'll be right back.
There we go.
I said, what is the other question?
The other
There we
question,
go.
also from Amber. You accidentally ate some radioactive, tasty vegetables. Because they're radioactive, you get to pick your own superpower. What's it going to be? However, when you pick your superpower, be wary, because the other two of us get to pick the side effect.
That's a good one. Let me think for a second. Dun 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 dun.
I have no idea what to pick because the side effect is going to be so dangerous.
I feel like you guys are gonna screw me.
Oh, yeah! You better pick a good one, Salo.
There's so many routes you can go, but also so many side effects you guys can do. It almost makes me want to pick a superpower to combat whatever side effects you guys are gonna do. You know what I mean?
I'm going to go with super speed.
But you age really fast.
Okay.
Like just in general, or when he's using it?
So when he's using it, he ages by 1 year each time he uses it.
Okay. That's a fair trade.
Okay.
So
I will run myself to death.
Do the side effects need to be negative?
It's a side effect. I would say yes.
how about just inconvenient?
We'll see. It depends on the power.
Make him lose his eyesight so his speed means nothing. He'll just be bumbling everywhere.
So when you do this, you have massive muscle, tissue, and bone degradation because your body is not designed for the speed that you go.
That's fucked up.
Interesting. That is very fucked up.
That's fucked up.
I thought mine was inconvenient. Yours is fucked up.
Fucked up. You didn't have to go that harsh.
Let's go X-ray vision.
So you will have X-ray vision.
Okay. Every time you use your X-ray vision, your real vision gets worse.
That's unfortunate.
I have one. So your X-ray vision will turn on in weird intervals that you cannot control, and it'll be different like layers. So like you could be talking to a coworker, and then boom, you blink, and then you just see his like his muscles and his bones talking back at you. You can't control it.
Ew!
It's not. Yeah.
No!
Yes.
All right, Salo,
Yes.
what's your power?
Fuck. I almost want to panic and say my superpower will be a lack of feeling pain, but I feel like either way you'll find a way to come.
That's a fucking horrible power!
It won't matter what side effect. If I lock that answer down, it doesn't matter what y'all do. I just so I feel like my superpower would
we'll
be
see.
Time travel. That's what it is. I like me some time travel. We already talked about Genghis. Oh, Genghis, my
I got
friend.
it! I got mine!
Go ahead.
No! I want to go second!
Okay.
I want to go second!
Go.
Alright, Salo.
You thought of one. Go.
Alright, Salo, you can time travel, but your clothes can't.
No! Not that, please. Thanks. Imagine me going back to like the freaking to the 1950s in the middle of whatever they do in the 1950s, anywhere, just butt naked. Tonight at 10, naked bald brown man found in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean.
Fucking great. It's such a great side effect. It's not even a punishment. You can make it work.
I guess if I go visit the dinosaurs, it won't matter.
Until they see something they want.
Mine's a punishment. He made me see the inside of people uncontrollably.
Yeah,
You
I don't
wanted
like
to
one-
see it.
Mine's a
I
punishment.
don't like one that you can't control. I don't like the idea you can't control your power.
Stop it. No, don't give him ideas.
Nah. I'll let you keep controlling it. All right? I'll give you that blessing. You can
Thank
keep
you.
controlling your power.
That was going to be my worst. Like,
However, you lose centimeters on the length of your penis
fuck you, man.
for
Every year?
every year.
I spend outside of my own timeline. Bet.
If it like
No, every year that you
you
travel.
you travel. So if you travel,
Oh,
and
no.
this is back or forth. It doesn't matter. If you travel
No.
forward 5 years, you lose 5 centimeters on the length of your penis.
That's
I travel
so
to the-
much.
Is it reversible, though?
When you come back, you lose another 5.
So at what point will I just have no ding? What's
The first time you time
just-
travel.
Yeah, basically. I'm not going anywhere besides next year or year later. You just ruined my entire
Well,
ability.
chat, there you go, everybody. Salo just confirmed that his penis is only 2 centimeters big.
I mean, fortunately for you, I mean, 1, it would only be 1 travel, and 2, once
it's
you're
gone,
out of
there's
penis,
no
you don't
punishment.
have that side effect.
It just goes
Yeah.
in.
The wandering lost.
Just starts
time
making it
traveler.
a hole.
coming out the
He
other
just starts
side.
making a tunnel. He grows a
I
tail.
lost it.
He starts
I lost
growing a
it when
tail.
I traveled
Oh,
back to
that's
82.
a better punishment, Brett. Fuck making him lose his dick. Make him start growing a tail
No, it's too late.
per year.
Imagine both of those side effects combined. Like they found me back in the 1840s.
And he ain't got no dick?
and no clothes. Fucking gets
I don't know. Like the idea where it just keeps going
Backwards?
and then it comes out the other side, but it comes out as
a penis? It's
So
a
when it
penis
comes out
tail?
the other side, he has a penis tail.
Penis tail.
So you go from having no penis
To a penis tail.
having the world's largest penis
As a
out
tail.
the back.
in tail form. Wow.
And every
That's
time
terrifying.
you do it, you're butt naked. Or I guess
Not butt
I guess
naked.
you're
Bro.
penis tail naked.
You're getting killed. You're getting killed.
You're dying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need
You
to try.
show up with a penis as a tail, butt
Now
ass naked. You're an alien.
Now here's the question: can he cut it off?
Yes. Because you gave me 2 side effects. It's not fair.
I mean, I can't control what you do afterwards. Shit.
So if he cuts it off,
Will it regrow?
like let's say he cuts it off and cauterizes.
Not cauterizes.
Well, you got to stop
not
the
gonna-
bleeding.
I was just gonna use tissue paper or something.
It's one of the worst ways to go is bleeding out your dick.
Slap a couple of
Not his dick. His
my
dick tail.
Dick tail. There you go.
So let's say
This man wants to slap a couple Kleenexes on it and call it.
all right. Let's say he cuts it off and cauterizes. Then he time travels again. Does it continue to grow?
No, not if I cauterized it. Give me something. Jesus.
So let's say it was out the back.
I like the idea
5
the
inches, right?
cauterization
It-
just grows.
So
Now it's
so
just
like,
a giant fleshy
so like-
cauterization.
So like 5 inches out the back, right? Mm-hmm. He cut that off. He time travels. Let's say for another 5 years. Oh, another 5 inches worth. It would then grow 10 inches. It would grow to the point that it would.
It grows to the point it should have been.
And then I gotta cauterize it again. Whoosh!
Yeah, but it's
No, I mean, according to you, you're just slapping Kleenex on it. So
The good news is, if you think you're about to, if you think you haven't Kleenexed it enough quickly enough, you can just time travel and it'll fix it.
That's
Fair.
true.
Fair.
I mean, the awkward thing is when it's still all connected the same. So like you piss out your tail.
But eventually, it's long enough he can hold it in front of him.
I think we should move on to a next question. Who has a topic we can speak about intellectually?
I've got 4 more. I've got 4 more prepared.
Hit him.
Do we want to get the bad one out of the way?
Urinal and reaches behind himself and then
Whoop, over the shoulder like a fucking seatbelt.
It'll be like a scorpion attack.
All right. All right, so Salo can't really participate in this one. This one's for pretty much Brett and me. But real quick, I think we should talk about Baker Mayfield, traded to the Carolina Panthers for a conditional 5th-round draft pick.
Let him play, ref.
He's going to play.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's the plan.
Here's the thing. Cleveland just gave up 3 first-round draft picks to not have a starting quarterback.
Ooh,
Yes. Yeah.
Mega oof.
So the way that works, Salo. I mean, for anyone that's paying attention, they gave up 2 first rounds for
Wasn't it
Deshaun,
wasn't
right?
it 3?
Did they give up 3?
Hang on, let me double check. Continue explaining the story. I'll tell you how many. I'll tell you what the trade.
Because I was gonna say the 3rd first round was Baker Mayfield. Because he was a first round pick.
Let me.
So you can trade 2 people for 1 in this?
You can do anything in trades, but basically
yeah,
what happened was Cleveland traded picks for Deshaun Watson, and then
in the draft.
Picks in the draft in the future, and then traded away Baker Mayfield to a different team. But the problem is Deshaun Watson isn't going to play at the beginning of this year because he's going to be suspended.
Because of
Which
what?
they are dragging this
Sexual
out
assault allegations.
Is it real?
We don't know. That's why I said allegations.
Allegations.
If I had to guess, I would say yes, just based on the fact that it is hard for 24 different people to make it up.
Whoa.
If I had to guess, I would say there was at least sexual harassment.
There's some legitimacy to some of it. I don't know where the line draws.
I don't necessarily know how there's this many cases. Like if it is, like that was something we also talked about a while ago. Was like there's all these cases, so many cases that popped up, just after the other.
Right.
But there's no evidence of any of this happening. I don't know.
Now the problem is once a week goes by, there is no evidence. That's the problem.
Yeah, there's that. There's the fact that there's a lot of things that went into it to where, like, sometimes it sounds believable, other times it's like, all right, this sounds like a money grab.
Right. So here are the trade details. The Browns traded for Deshaun Watson. They got Deshaun and a 2024 6th-round draft pick. The Texans received the 2022 first-round draft pick, the 2023 and 2024 first-round draft picks. So 3 first rounds, a 2022 4th round, a 3rd round in 2023, and a 4th round in 2024. So 3 first rounds, 2 4th rounds, and a 3rd round over the next 3 years.
Yo, they gave up.
They gave up their future.
Offense.
They gave up their future.
Yeah, they gave up their entire future for a player that
is not going to play for at least the first half of the season.
Yeah.
At least.
Why is he not going to play for half of it?
And
so he's going to get suspended for at least half.
Oh, because of all this.
Because of all of it.
Okay. Oh wow. Did they know before they did that?
So they traded for him thinking that he was going to be let off of it because it was dying down, and then
They're
more
dragging it.
women came forward.
Dang.
It
That's
was
crazy.
really soon after like the trade happened, a few more women came forward.
Do you see that a lot of people do that? Like in the game, do they give up like entire like? Because that's like more than 3 people. That's crazy.
It's
to me.
sick. It's
Do you see that
basically
a
the
lot?
equivalent of 6 people. It happens a bit. You don't usually see 3 first-round draft picks. That's a lot.
Yeah, it was excessive, and then more on top of
But
that.
is he worth
Is
it?
he-
Yes.
Is he that good? That was my okay.
Yes.
Okay.
He is that
That's
good.
the thing. Yeah,
He's like a monster.
If everything, like,
If he could play, he would be
disappeared-
top 5 quarterback in the league.
Really?
He is that good.
That's saying a lot. Okay.
yeah,
But
and that was while he was on,
that was while he was on the
shitty
Texans.
Texans.
Yeah.
which
But
aren't good.
the craziness of all this is that in the process, the Browns burnt their old quarterback, Baker Mayfield, who was the first quarterback in 30 years to take them to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know why they felt the need to do this. Now, granted, I get it. It's Deshaun Watson. But they did Baker dirty, and Baker said, I'm not playing for y'all. And they finally traded him, and they only traded him for a 5th round.
What did they want to do
Yeah.
with Baker? What did they want to do with him?
They wanted to keep him as a backup.
Oh, hey, that's disrespectful. I see what you mean.
And Baker said, no, you can kiss my ass.
Yeah.
And there was no reason for him to be cordial
No,
about any of
no,
it.
because they did him
He-
dirty.
He got done dirty.
Was he cordial?
No. No, he was a dick about it.
No.
And he had every
What
right
do you
to
think
be.
about it?
I'm with
Sounds
Baker
about
on
right.
this, and I hope Baker balls out this year.
I feel like he's people to prove wrong now. So
I
he'll
hope
do
Baker
good.
balls out.
Unfortunately, he's
with the shitty team.
Yeah,
So
Which is what? Who?
the Carolina Panthers.
Carolina.
Oh, goes full circle again. I gotcha. Well, hopefully he'll lift us up here in North Carolina.
How
did it go full circle?
Well, you mentioned the Carolina Panthers at the beginning. I didn't know where you were leading with it.
That's what I was
that's where he
mentioning.
went.
Yeah, that's where he went.
yeah, that's where.
That's why I said it's full circle.
Okay, the
Okay.
conversation
Okay,
came
okay.
full circle. Got it.
Yeah.
I
Should've
thought you meant the
clarified.
trade went full circle. I'm like, no, it didn't.
Yeah, I was like, they had nothing to do with it initially.
The only other crazy thing I have to say about in the sports world, it's not exactly sports, but in the world of pro wrestling, this is kind of crazy, but there are rumors that Monday Night Raw is going to be switching from PG to TV 14.
Wow, what are the ramifications of that? Like, can they cuss now?
They would be able to curse more extensively, other than just saying bitch and ass. I think they would get a certain amount of allotted curse words. A little bit more racy. They could probably show more skin for the women. Be a little bit more provocative in their storylines. Stuff like that.
Are you excited for that change?
I think it'll be interesting. I don't know how much of it will actually go into effect. I think
Like
they're
how much
doing
they'll
it
do.
so that they can do it when they want to. But I don't think it's going to be a regular thing.
Do you guys think it could limit their audience now that they're going to do that, though? Or if they foresee that's going to happen?
I think it'll actually bring more people back.
The older people.
If they actually take advantage of it, yeah. But we'll see.
Maybe people think it's going to get a little more serious.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Speaking of serious, got a serious topic real quick. Sad, serious topic, but one that we should discuss, especially after last episode. Last episode we discussed everything with Roe v. Wade. And one of the repercussions of Roe v. Wade has been felt in the last 2 weeks. I don't know if you two gentlemen have heard about this, but I believe you probably have. If not, you're going to hear about it now. Ohio is one of the states that is anti-abortion. And a 10-year-old girl was sexually assaulted and became pregnant and was not allowed to get an abortion. And so she had to cross state lines into Indiana to get an abortion because her own state wouldn't protect a 10-year-old who was sexually assaulted. A 10-year-old.
Fucking dumb.
okay.
There's more than just. It astounds me that there's more than one state. One state can be like. There's more than one state that has no exceptions. It doesn't matter if you're about to die. It doesn't matter if you got raped and you're 10 years old. Like, how do you not have any exceptions at all?
How
like,
do you expect a 10-year-old to carry out a pregnancy to term?
Yeah. I have nothing positive to say against those people because
Now,
you guys give people choice.
Now, here's the thing.
On.
Here's what makes it even worse. You'd think it can't get worse. That's just fucking despicable. Here's what makes it worse. There were members of the government, representatives of the government in Ohio and even higher up in our government. I don't know exactly who. I don't remember. But I saw people talking about the situation, tweeting out about the situation, calling it fake and calling it a lie to try and push the abortion agenda. Trying to use this girl's story as a false accusation. And then the assaulter was arrested a few days ago. He admitted to his crimes. He's facing a lot of time in jail, which that's not good enough in my opinion, but that's besides the point. And then those representatives decided to go back on their statements, but not apologize, not admit that they accused somebody of lying. They just tried to backtrack and say, like, well, there's no exceptions in this state and stuff like that. Why? Why are there no exceptions? There shouldn't need to be exceptions to begin with. It should be a choice to begin with. But the fact that there's no exceptions for something so serious, something so despicable.
In everything in life.
It's so stupid. It's like they want to double down on this, so they don't care if they make the rules just as it is. Because they don't care about the subtleties. They don't care about the subtleties of reality. Like, there's so many, even in life, there's so many moral gray area. How would you not at least have some common sense instead, you know? I understand the high horse and life is life, but like, dude, come on, man. 10 years old? Come on. I don't know.
I saw a thing on the news earlier today that said that, I can't remember the exact numbers, but it was this year alone. There were already something like 60 plus cases of sexual assault on girls younger than 15. In the state of Ohio. 2 of those were 10-year-olds that could have resulted in pregnancy and just didn't.
Well, it sounds like Ohio's just going to shit.
Well, yeah, Ohio's always kind of...
No. Well, this is for something else. I don't know if you guys heard about this. So... the cops surrounded this man, Walker, in Ohio, and he fled his car. Now, for full disclosure, in his car was a handgun.
In his car, though, not where he was.
Also means
Jalen Walker,
unarmed.
Yeah.
I heard about this. Yeah.
So, this man was shot 60 times.
Was it 60? I thought it was 46. That's what I read.
60 gunshot wounds is what they found. They could be different bullet shots, but they found 60 gunshot wounds. I'm reading it right now. New York Times, 60 gunshot wounds.
Yeah, I've got.
I see what you're talking about.
I've got NBC News saying 46.
Yep. Yeah, so the autopsy, the latest autopsy. So 60 was the initial report.
Interesting.
He was shot 60 times. The autopsy showed that he had 46 gunshot wounds or grazes. 90 rounds were fired at a single unarmed black male by the Ohio police. 90 rounds. One person.
It's disgusting.
How?
Where were these same cops when there was a gunman in a school for too long a time, and nobody shot a single shot? And now a dude's running away, and you're gonna shoot him whatever many times? Like, come on, Have you guys seen that what was it? I forget. The Uvalde school shooting. That's the name of it. The Uvalde. Like, they have photography. They have, like, the video that was released, and it shows the cops there just chilling for an hour. One cop's on his phone. One cop's looking at other people with riot gear coming down a hallway, then reversing. The door, they say the door was unlocked. But it's so crazy to me that this can happen, you know? I think it's BS.
So I will say, Brett, and I haven't seen enough about this whole thing, but according to this, this article is claiming that he opened fire on them first.
So like before he fled the car?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out. It doesn't say. Hang on. Let me try and get some more understanding.
The police found an unloaded handgun, one clip of ammunition, and a wedding band in the driver's seat of his vehicle.
So officers believe that he had shot at them from his car and feared that he was preparing to fire again, the police said. But Mr. Walker was unarmed at the time he was killed. So I think I might have heard a little bit about this where they were following him and they thought they heard a bullet, but they don't know.
They said that there was a threatening gesture he made as he was running away. And then, all right, look, devil's advocate, right, in the sense of real time, shit happens, you perceive things differently, especially if, like, your adrenaline's up, emotions are high, you
sure,
maybe you feel threatened, right? So let's say he was shot
twice.
Three times. There was 8 officers. Let's say he was shot 8 times.
Once for each.
Okay.
Once per each. We'll say 16 because you pulled the trigger twice real quick.
You pulled the trigger twice, yeah.
46?
There were 90 rounds fired.
Yeah, 46 of them hit him. Hold on. Here's my thing. How do you hit
reloaded? Who reloaded?
Okay, hold on. I wasn't ready for that. I'm not supposed to laugh, but I wasn't ready for that. I was like,
I'm not like
no,
seriously.
You're not wrong. Here's my other thing. 46. Correct me if I'm wrong, but there's no earth he was still standing.
No.
Who went up to that man and kept shooting him?
Probably several people.
Because there's no way he was still standing after 30.
No.
Right?
That was a man down on the ground.
I haven't watched the footage.
So the footage is just it's like the chest cam, right? And you just see the guy taking off, and then as far as I could tell, completely unfucking prompted. According to other people, they're saying he made a threatening gesture. I didn't personally see a threatening gesture. I just saw hand stretched out with a pistol, and then the footage cuts out right before he gets shot.
Of course.
Like you just hear, yeah, because they don't want to show that to the public.
Of course.
As far as I could tell, it was unprompted as hell.
Hang on.
Obviously, I wasn't there.
Hang on. I might have found the video. It's got a graphic content warning, so let's see. I will say this man is driving on the sidewalk. Oh my God! Okay, I just watched the footage.
Yeah.
Hey, no. I watched the whole footage. I got to see the footage beyond it cutting off.
Oh.
I watched this man fall to the ground and get shot at 50 more times.
It's fucking disgusting.
I'll send you the link. I'll send both of you the link.
Now, for just so people are aware, these officers are in fact being prosecuted.
They have to be.
They are being brought up on charges. that is happening. They're not just getting away with it. But yeah, like that was. You sent me a link to a video that's no longer available.
Dang, they took it down that fast. Mine says unavailable.
Damn.
They said fuck you for looking at that.
You weren't supposed to find that.
Apparently
You weren't supposed
not.
to find that. Now we're on a list somewhere. Thanks.
Wow! I just pulled the fucking link back up, and it says sorry, the video is no longer available.
They're like
found
this
that
guy put it into
just
Discord.
in time. Wow.
Again, we're more so reacting to this stuff happening, not really. And I think it's bullshit. You know, I think it's just utter
it's
bullshit.
insane.
And like it's just getting like more. Like this is just an example of like one shooting. Right? I mean, this one's a police shooting, but Salo brought up all the just the public shootings that are going on.
The Uvalde school
stuff
shooting.
like that, like
And here's the thing: there's a lot of controversy with gun laws and gun restrictions, and people think we should be cutting down on guns. And I don't disagree that guns are a problem. I do disagree that people think I do disagree with the thought that super strict gun laws is going to mean that criminals aren't going to use guns.
No, what I like to give as an example to that no one for some reason really thinks about, as far as I can tell, was prohibition.
Exactly.
The entire country, it was illegal to drink, but what were people doing?
Drinking all over the
drinking.
place.
They were getting alcohol. Like there are things that have been illegal in countries for years. People still get them. And the big difference is what's going to happen is criminals are going to still get guns.
Right. The problem is people want to compare us to other countries, but it's not fair.
It's because we got guns and then they take it away. It's different. It's different.
Well,
than never having it in the first place.
Well, that's not what I was going to say. I was going to say other countries, they have a different mentality. They have different upbringings.
Right.
They have different social standards and social cues and everything that makes them different. And other places aren't the same hub as America is nowadays, where even though it shouldn't
Everything comes through America.
even though it shouldn't be because it kind of fucking sucks, America's the place to be. It's where people flee to. It sucks. You shouldn't want to be here, but it's the place people keep running to.
I mean, everything from drugs.
So what should be the
weapons,
solution?
Like everything runs through America.
So if you're saying restriction is not the way to do it, which is not what you're saying, but you're alluding to the fact that even if there was restriction, it wouldn't like prohibition.
Work.
It wouldn't work. So what's the solution to?
You want to know the solution?
A 20-year-old kid deciding to shoot up a fucking school.
You want to know the honest solution? Because here's the
solution?
thing. Unfortunately, things like that will still happen no matter what. You want to know the solution to crime in general? Punish the crime with the crime.
You're thinking eye for an eye. You're thinking biblical. Right?
But I'm thinking it legitimately. Murderers should be killed.
Right, but that's in a perfect world where nobody gets
Rapists
caught.
should be castrated.
But not that nobody gets caught. It's in a perfect world where we don't convict the wrong people.
No, I understand that. But
Yeah.
like at the end of the day, it would demotivate people. It would de-escalate a lot of people. There would still be people that would do it. That's inevitable.
So like the death penalty, basically.
There are just evil people in the world.
So I don't remember. This could be the one you were talking about, Salo, but I'm not entirely sure. No. I don't remember where this was.
Parkland.
But there was a. This isn't about the school shooting. It was just a shooting in general. It was on 4th of July.
Oh. It's a similar thing.
Yeah, there was a 4th of July shooting. The individual involved, the gunman, passed roughly 4 background checks and purchased a firearm. The same individual had all of his firearms and weaponry taken out of his home months prior because he was a risk individual.
Now, see, stuff like that, yes, we need to do better about. We can do better about management, but stricter is better. Taking away guns isn't going to do anything.
So what is, It's like you
Nothing.
said, it's like what's going to stop? Nothing.
Nothing.
So we shouldn't try?
No, that's not what I'm saying, but you can't punish the masses for the crimes of the few.
You can. Oh, you can, my friend.
But it doesn't work.
Yeah. But I mean, it's better than doing nothing.
I disagree.
That's not true. That's not true at all.
So I'm trying to think of other... Because I'm trying to think of,
okay,
I understand the restriction angle, but everybody just, and this is just kind of playing devil's advocate, everybody does the restriction angle. Oh, but how, like, it would never work. Okay, but I don't see enough dialogue about what you would do then,
I'm gonna take it much more micro scale, right? Just to give you a clearer example. So this was tech school. One person would sneak out of their room, go do drugs, drink underage, what have you, right? They're doing shit they're not supposed to. Instead of punishing that person, they chose to restrict and punish everybody. Do you know what that accomplished?
Right, and I'm not necessarily arguing for punishing everybody.
It made individuals that
didn't do anything
had
wrong.
Nothing to do with the issue, didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
It made them feel like they might as well do stuff.
Right, but
I might as well sneak out because I'm going to be punished for it regardless.
I understand that, and I understand where you're going with it 100%, and I agree restriction is not the best way to handle it. But it's like I can't think of... I mean, I'm not advocating for it, but what other possibilities is there? How can we control this? Because there has to be a solution besides restriction, right? What other possible solutions could there be?
The solution... Realistically, the solution is to hire better law enforcement.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Okay. That
just thinking about the number of trained veterans, combat veterans that have no jobs, that could easily, if paid a decent wage, could be security for a school. I'm going to tell you right now, that guy is not leaving the campus because someone shows up with a firearm.
Right. Not.
Well, and here's the other thing, and I'm not trying to throw shade at nobody. Hell, if there's anybody that don't got room to talk, it's me. But let's be on it real quick. We got to start making some, actual PT requirements on these cops. I know I don't got room to talk. I know I'm not in the best shape. And I got medical reasons for that, and I get that. My tumors caused me to put on weight.
You're also not in charge of protecting 300 children.
Right.
And you didn't apply for a job where you would be potentially protecting 300 children.
That's what I'm saying, though. I'm not in a position to criticize anybody, but I have medical reasons for my weight and stuff like that. But my point is that 300-pound dude who can't chase somebody down the street because he gets gassed. And let's be 100, real gangbangers ain't getting gassed running down the street. That cop's not helping us. He's making things worse.
I agree.
Now, if you want to make him a desk jockey, let him. I got no problem with that. If your job is in the office all day as a cop, you don't need to pass a PT test in my book. You can have a desk job and still be a cop. I'm fine with that. But if you're out on patrol, you need to be able to chase a banger.
Please, at least be able to run a mile. Jesus.
Because I'm going to be real, despite the fact that I'm out of shape and I got a bad ankle, I'm willing to bet in my current state, I could out PT a shit ton of cops that I've seen lately.
That's sad, but true. There's a lot of, there's no standard. There's no, general standard.
It's just, and that's the problem. If we want laws to be better and be enforced and criminal activity to go down, they have to be afraid of getting caught.
That means more competent cops on the streets.
And less racist cops.
Oh, yeah, yes.
Something that doesn't help is you have these situations with racist cops, and you have the whole movement to defund and like the police and stuff like that. That's also
It's
not
going to make it
gonna help the
worse.
situation. It's going to make it worse. Now you're defunding the people that are supposed to protect you, so they don't have the resources to protect you. They can't hire the same amount of employees. They can't have adequate gear. I mean, look, I'm not saying it's right, but you can almost understand, like, one beat cop has to show up to a situation where somebody has automated weapons and all they have is their service pistol, and they're supposed to protect all these people. Let's say there's multiple gunmen.
All right, here's the question.
Now, I'm not saying that, like, it's completely justified if, like, let's say that individual were to run away, but you can kind of understand it to a point.
To a degree.
If you feel like you don't have the adequate means to defend yourself.
Right.
Let alone defend all these other people. Now you're a peace officer, and I feel like you decided, you
were willing to take that risk.
Decided to take that upon yourself.
Now,
but here I can understand the fear.
Here's something, and I think this is something that comes up when it comes to police, and we have to ask ourselves this question. Aside from police, in any job, in your jobs right now, if one of your supervisors was racist, and you knew reporting it could cost you your job, would you still report it?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
I agree. That's something that has to start happening. Cops are afraid that they'll get taken off the force because they would report them. And they might.
Now here's something I have to say as a caveat to that. I don't have a wife and kids.
Neither do I.
That I need to provide for.
That's fair.
If I come into a situation where one of my supervisors is racist, a bigot, misogynistic, anything that's bad, I have much more ground to stand on in terms of much more freedom to just, hey, if I lose my job in regards to this, whatever. If I can help somebody else, I'm going to do what I can. But if I had a wife and kids that I need to make sure I maintain my job for, my opinion might be slightly different. My approach might be much less aggressive.
That's fair.
In terms of making it happen.
Living paycheck to paycheck and having a family, I understand that. I definitely do. But I mean, I'm not in that position yet, so I would definitely, without a doubt, report that shit. Fuck that shit. Some people have to do it.
As unfortunate as it is, like officers have gone on record saying something completely similar. It's like, look, like,
what was I supposed to do?
Officers of color, it's like, hey, what the fuck am I supposed to do? If I go and report this and it goes even slightly bad, I lose my job.
Mm-hmm.
I have a family, a mortgage, it's tough. I have things. Yeah,
it's tough. I mean, the reality is we're in a world that is struggling. I mean, I want to preface this before anybody thinks I'm taking sides with politics. I am not a political person by any means. I'm not Republican. I'm not Democratic. I'm not. But
a label.
The facts are the facts. The Republican states recently have been pushing out this new policy. This is a fact. This is not an opinion. I don't care that they're Republican. I'm just trying to preface that so people don't go like, oh, Daniel hates the Republicans. I don't give a shit. This is just the fact that it is the Republican states doing this. There's been a new mandate. It's illegal to film the police.
I saw that. That's utter BS, I think.
In most of the red states.
That's losing all accountability for what they do.
That's not okay.
It's laws like that allow abuse to grow. That protect growing abuse.
Biggest arguments, one of the biggest arguments that comes up with that is it prevents the officer from doing their job. Now,
why?
At face value, it's like that doesn't make any fucking sense. In terms of an officer's perspective, with the way things are within our country, it's almost like you know that feeling growing up, right? Where you didn't do something wrong, But you have people looking at you like you did something wrong.
Yes.
So everything you do, like,
Is
you don't
under
know how to
scrutiny,
act.
right.
You don't know how you're supposed to, for these individuals, for these officers, they don't know how they're supposed to do their job. Now, in one light, it's like, if you're not doing anything wrong, you shouldn't be concerned. But in the other light is, now you're so focused on making sure that you're not doing something wrong, you're not adequately doing your job.
How about this, though? If we roll it back, and I know it's not a job, but how about if we roll it back and think of it from a perspective of a job, right? And I know it has its circumstances. Every job nowadays, every single job, monitored and recorded line. I'm on a monitor. Even if you don't say it, you're on a monitored and recorded line. You know you're being supervised. Every job you are, security camera, mic, you work at the bank, I feel like I understand where that's coming from, because I feel pressure. Because I also have to say things a certain way. I have to treat people a certain way on a recorded line, where if I wasn't on a recorded line, I'd act completely... But that's the world we live in. And the cops have to abide by the world we live in.
All right.
Unfortunately, you have to act the way you do. That's the world we live in. We're monitored now. That's the jobs we are in, you know?
All right, how about this? I have a solution. They don't want to be recorded. Fine. We won't record them. Here's my proposition. Their body cam footage, they are required to leave their body cam on all day while they're out. No turning it off. Period. There's not even a turn off feature. You cannot turn it off unless it's plugged into the charging dock. Make them long enough to last a full 12-hour shift, and that's it. They cannot be turned off. And additionally, as soon as the file is saved, it's automatically sent not only to the chief of police, but it's also sent to an outside source, not within the police department.
A third-party, non-associated party that has no affiliation.
Exactly.
Some sort of agency.
Because then, if we don't get a video recording for you, you're suspended. Unless your camera broke on shift and there's an account for why.
And a ticket.
Like,
tech ticket.
There's got to be some kind of reason why your camera broke on shift.
And you wouldn't be able to go to shift if it's broken.
And yeah, once your camera breaks, you got to go get a new one. Yeah. But if your camera breaks, you go get a new camera, whatever, fine. But if you don't turn in camera footage at the end of your shift, you're suspended. If you remove your camera from your body, you're suspended. Period. You don't want us to record you? Fine. Take accountability for yourself.
I'm going to tell you right now, most officers are going to much prefer other people just taking footage of them.
I agree.
Because there might be time, I don't know all the situations, but I imagine there's times that you want privacy. Maybe you're having a personal conversation.
You're taking a fucking leak.
You got to go to the bathroom. But now, because we're instituting this new rule, you got to keep your fucking camera on.
But it's fair, right?
All the time.
And nobody gets to check it unless something happened.
That's a fair turnaround, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the only fair alternative. Or let us record you. Let us have a camera for our protection. If you're not going to do anything wrong, there shouldn't be an issue. Now, that being said, as a caveat, because you wanted to caveat, and I agree with your caveat, Brett, wholeheartedly, we as a people need to stop being so fucking sensitive about shit we don't need to be sensitive about.
Right. True. And there's a time and a place. You can be a Karen with a camera, or you can really feel like you're in danger. Like something's not right, you know?
And that's something else that comes up where, I mean, one, people are filming things that just don't need to be filmed, and then trying to paint a narrative,
or they're escalating things by filming it. Look at this, look at this officer being a dick, and the officer's like, fine.
You should never be getting in a police officer's face.
No. And here's the reality: at the end of the day, if the cop's being a dick verbally, get over it. Boo hoo. If he's talking to you like a fucking asshole, like if he's just being real fucking smug and condescending, boo-hoo. Welcome to the real world. Your boss is going to talk to you like that next week. Get over it.
Yeah, they're not customer service. Now, that's not to say if they're using
Now, yeah, like if they're
slurs,
fucking cussing you out or disrespecting you, that's one thing. But if they come up to your window and they're like, "Hey, look, you were speeding. Give me your license, registration," and you go like, "Well, I don't care what you think. Give me your license, and registration." They got every right to say that.
Absolutely. Have you seen those free folk they talk about that they're not abided by the laws
Yeah.
of the United States?
Yeah.
The sovereign citizens, like,
Yeah.
won't even, I don't recognize you, so I don't need a license plate, ends up on the floor with a police officer calling in a couple more troopers. I think that's BS. I think that's disrespectful. They're just trying to do their job.
Like, we need, as a group of people, need to stop being so butthurt about shit we shouldn't be getting butthurt about. We need to stop being so defensive about shit we shouldn't be being defensive about. We need to stop worrying about shit we don't need to be worrying about and start focusing on the shit that matters. Because you're antagonizing some of the cops. Some of the cops aren't that bad. That's just
Doing
the
their
facts.
job.
Not
Some
every
people
cop's
get
a
pissed.
fucking villain.
I would get pissed if someone came to my office, started recording me, and be like, making stuff up, recording it in my face. I would be pissed. I'm an insurance agent. It's like anybody would be pissed.
And this is something a lot of people forget. They're human. Police officers are human. They have tolerances like everyone else.
Right.
There is a point, each and every single person, their switch will flip and they will do things that maybe they don't want to, maybe they don't agree with, but you've triggered them, you've upset them. And why are we doing this to ourselves?
Right. Now, that being said, that doesn't excuse the ones that get violent.
It doesn't.
Or the racist ones.
But the
or
ones
violent
that
ones.
the ones that decide to crack down and give you a double down ticket and don't do anything illegal in the process because you didn't know how to shut your mouth, that's on you. You could have been nice and got a warning. Instead, you got a severe ticket.
And look.
And a felony, probably. Misdemeanor.
So, if you escalate a situation to this point, right? Don't get me wrong. Anything a police officer, anything a person does that is illegal, that isn't right, yeah, they should be punished. But if you escalate something to the point that you get punched in the fucking face,
you earned it.
Did you deserve it?
Like I don't know how to
realistically.
I don't know how to break this to you, but at the end of the day, is it illegal to rock the fuck out of you? Yeah. Did you piss me off enough to beat your ass?
Probably gonna
yeah.
do it.
That's funny.
Like
that this has nothing to do with race.
No.
This has nothing to do with religion. This has nothing to do with separating civilians and cops. This is a person-to-person basis. Odds are, if you antagonize someone to a certain point, they might hit you.
Well, so I saw a video. Now, I will say the cop got fired, and he should have. He lost his cool. But people are calling the cop the bad guy in this case, and I don't agree. I saw a video. This guy literally put his finger in the cop's face and then kind of like pushed his face like this, and the cop slapped the shit out of him.
I would have. Yeah, heck yeah. That's
just slapped him. Didn't punch him. Didn't shoot him. Didn't tase him. Slapped the shit out of him and put him in cuffs. And said, "You're under arrest for assaulting a police officer." Okay. All right. Now the cop got fired. Should he have? Maybe. I don't necessarily think he should have got fired. Maybe suspended.
Yeah, I don't believe that every cop is a bad cop. I don't believe people believe that. Like every cop is.
No, if you think every cop is a bad cop, that's ridiculous.
I feel like cops have been suspended for worse than that.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like cops have been let off for worse than that.
Yeah. Yeah, you ain't kidding.
But anyway.
It's not even funny.
Anyway.
I will say, I think this is going to bring us to a close.
I agree.
Unless anybody has anything they want to say before we head this out. No? Don't sit here and
I do.
Okay.
I have one thing. For those of you who ask us questions, if you could do me a favor and stop waiting until I send out a tweet saying, "Hey, 12 hours before we record, last chance to ask questions." If you could ask questions a little bit before that so we could do a little bit of prep work, we wouldn't necessarily be opposed. We understand that wasn't possible this time because of an episode not going out, but it is still like the third episode in a row we didn't get any questions until the day of.
But we appreciate all the questions.
We love the questions. We want questions. We want all the questions. Just, if you can, give us some prep time.
You have my full support, whoever you are.
We're talking to you, Amber.
All three of you. Murphy.
Amber, you talk to us too much to wait this long. I'm just saying.
That's true, Amber.
Like you have regular conversations.
Like Murphy, it's all good. I've never actually seen you pop up in my stream chat. I'm not even sure who you are. So I totally respect the fact that you might wait until the last day. But
I like the idea that it's just Salo. Like
that'd be great.
That's for the final season. That's for the final episode of season 1, bro.
That'd be fucking hysterical. All right. Anyway,
ladies and gentlemen, thank you. We have been Beyond Us, and we will see you next time.
Later.
Bye.
Peace. All right, stop recording so I can be ridiculous.